What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to chat about the 3-on-3 events that are going over in Japan right now. Well, actually starting in October if we want to be pedantic, which we should. And we need to talk about the merchandise for sale. But this isn't some kind of shopping channel. No. I'm going to be telling you what's available and whether you should care, because this stuff is cool. And let's start off with the playmat that's going to be there, because it's a 4 Emperors playmat. Now, what is super weird to me is that this is basically the image that was used when they first revealed OP09 way back, months ago now, when they first showed it off in a live stream and they were like, hey, there's this set coming for the 2nd anniversary. We can't tell you too much about it now, but it's going to be really cool. You should get excited. Well, it's here. And seeing this image is kind of really weird, but also kind of cool. You'll also notice, of course, if we take Buggy as an example, you'll notice that they are, of course, the alternate art leaders. All 4 of them are just using the art from the alternate art leaders, which is kind of cool. But look, if you like the 4 Emperors, and we are talking canonically the new 4 Emperors, not the original 4 Emperors, this is a cool playmat, and I love it. There's also 4 sets of sleeves which are available, and I'm going to squish them a little bit, but I'm going to put them all on the screen here, because they're amazing. And now they've actually got the name of the character written below the little skull, but you don't need it. What we've got here are just 4 of the, well, probably the 4 main Straw Hat. We can argue about that in the comments if you want. Other than Luffy, certainly the first 4 that joined. We got Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and Usopp here, and they're all just represented beautifully with their, well, Nami's got the tattoo, which I appreciate, but Sanji with the chef's hat and the cooking implements, Zoro with the 3 swords, Usopp with the, is it a slingshot? Let's call it a slingshot. Like, that's just cool. I think the Sanji and Zoro are by far the best too, but I think all 4 of these are really cool and I kind of love them. And I think these are also going to end up being quite popular. Generally speaking, we do usually get the sleeves that Japan gets. But that's not necessarily a hard and fast rule. Sometimes Japan gets cool sleeves that are easy to get, and we get them as prize card sleeves at events, for instance, and it gets a little bit awkward. But either way, I kind of love these, and I'm sure I'm going to pick some. I'm probably going to pick up the Zoro sleeves. I do kind of love Zoro, so yeah, think I might have to get the Zoro sleeves. So we've got cool playmat, we've got cool sleeves. What else have we got? Well, we've got ourselves a premium card collection, Volume 3. And this is awesome. I love this. It is incredibly cool. And now this one seems a bit more random to me. They really have kind of gone for a big random selection of characters here. But I'll tell you something for nothing. These cards are awesome. The artwork is great. And they've done that thing they tend to do where they've made cards more awkward to get hold of. So, for instance, if we start with a trio, we've got Ace, Luffy, and Sabo. And these cards shouldn't look very familiar. They shouldn't be very familiar to you guys. We've not actually had these cards released. Now, they were a trio of cards. Here are the originals. And this trio of cards were released in Japan, but they were a pain to get hold of. And even if you got hold of them, well, you either paid a lot of money or you got one set. Because you see, these were cards that were a mail-away promotion in a magazine. What you essentially had to do was buy the magazine, fill out the form, send it off with some money, and then when you did that, you would get yourself one trio of cards. Well, you can imagine that these cards are, to put it politely, not terribly available. And they are proper promos, mechanically unique, bit of a pain if I'm honest with you. Now, I know making them available in this set isn't necessarily guaranteeing that everyone can get a hold of a playset super easily. It's not lost on me that this is still going to be a limited thing sold at tournaments and isn't necessarily going to make them super easy to get hold of. But the fact that they are being released in another way, I think is brilliant. The fact that they're being made more available is brilliant. And I am frankly a big fan that Bandai have gone and done this. Now, what have we got in terms of these cards? Because again, we are talking about cards that were kind of a pain to get hold of first time round. Well, what we've got is Sabo, for instance, 5 cost, 5,000 power, counter plus 2,000, and activate main once per turn. You can add the top or bottom card of your life to give this character this turn an extra 1,000 power. Well, it's not the best card we've ever seen, no one's pretending it is, but you get an extra 1,000 power, and you get a card advantage putting a card into your life, and you got counter plus 2k. I'm not saying it's the best card we've ever seen, but I absolutely am saying that it's a card which could be good and could see play. It's one we kind of need to have access to. Now, the Luffy, we got 7 cost, 7,000 power, no counter here. And we've got on play, give your leader or one of your characters one of your rested Don, which is kind of cool. And then when attacking, if you got an 8 cost or higher character, draw a card, trash a card. Again, we're not talking about stunning cards here, but we are talking about a new card, a unique card, one that could be kind of good. And then we've also got ourselves an ace here. That is the other card from this little trio. And the ace is 3 cost, 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And we've got ourselves activate main. You may return this character to your hand. And then look at the 5 cards at the top of your deck. Rearrange them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. A decent card. None of these are like ridiculously absolute must-play cards, but they all have enough potential that they kind of need to be available. Another promo card that really jumps out here as, hey, they've gone and made it available, is the Ryuma promo. Because Ryuma, now that was Monsters. It's a little kind of one-shot that was done by Oda. And there was a little set that you could buy, which was, and I did buy this set obviously because massive nerd, where you got a DVD of the anime version, and you got a book with a bunch of behind the scenes stuff, or, you know, concept art and all of that, but also the manga, and you got the promo card. Very cool thing, highly recommended. But we've got this mechanically unique exclusive card here, which was only available if you bought this set. And then, of course, you might need 4 of them. Well, again, it's been made available here. Now, what we've got is on play and on KO, rest one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it is a card that you can imagine seeing play. It's a proper promo, a mechanically unique card. And the idea that now it's available, at least, you know, available again, is cool. But once again, it's not the same artwork. Now, it's very close, I'll give you, but it's not the same artwork. Different colouring and background and all of that. So if, like me, you went and bought the Nerdy Monsters set, brilliant, you've not lost anything. But if you didn't buy that, or you need more copies of it, it's available, and that's awesome. The rest of the cards, for what it's worth, are far more readily available, but those 4 really stand out to me as, look, they're promos. If you missed them, you missed them. Oh no, wait, they're back. That's awesome. So the other ones we've got here, we've got the Baby 5 from OP04. 1 cost, 1,000 power, counter plus 2,000. And at the end of your turn, you can trash this character to set 2 Don cards active. And then you got extra Don during your opponent's turn. That's a good thing. Plus counter plus 2k, it's a nice card. We've got ourselves the Raise Max that came around in OP06. That's got an activate main, lets you put this character at the bottom of the owner's deck and give one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. And it's honestly a pretty cool card. It's a card that I've seen popping up in some decks, and it's amusing to me because this card is going to look familiar for a bunch of people. It's literally Gordon. Like, mechanically, it's identical to Gordon, red card, 1 cost, 2000 power, character, exactly the same skill, and a bunch of red decks and, dual color decks including red have played this, it's cool that this is available. We've got the Makino from Starter Deck 13. Remember that one, there is also the monochrome version available as well. 1 cost, 0 power, counter plus 2k, and lets you add a card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand to look at your life and put them back in any order. Lets you stack your life. That is pretty good. Plus, counter plus 2k, not too shabby. Nice card we like. We've got the Ain from Starter Deck 6, and I love this. This is one of those where in Starter Deck 6, we just kind of got generic, it's a still from the film artwork, which I'm not a fan of, never have been, because the films exist. I want new artwork on my cards. Well, good news. We've now got new artwork, and it's kind of stunning. And yay! Now we've got a cool version of that card. It's a 1/4 cost, 5000 power, and when you play, you add a Don card from your Don deck rested, which is quite nice. We've got the Emporio Ivankov here, specifically the one from OP05, 4 cost, 5000 power, counter plus 1000, and activate main once per turn. If this character has 7000 power or more, play a Revolutionary Army character with 5,000 power or less other than Ivankov from your hand. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I really want the Revolutionary Army to be good. I have been waiting for the Revolutionary Army to be good. I'm not saying this is a little hint from the devs that it is going to start being good, but a man can dream, ladies and gentlemen. A man can dream. We've got Dr. Hogback from OP06, 4 cost, 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And on play, return 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order, and add a Thriller Bark Pirates card other than Dr. Hogback from your trash to your hand. Not a bad card, especially in, for instance, Gecko Moria decks. Is generally a staple 4 of in Gecko Moria decks, so getting another version of that is cool. And you'll notice I'm not telling you about old arts that these cards had in their respective expansions, because they didn't. They didn't have alt arts in their expansions. They've got lovely alt arts now, and that is awesome. We then got ourselves actually a very new card from OP08. It's Atmos, 4 cost, 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. Don't even have an English version of this one because it's not coming till OP08. And we've got on play, you may reveal 2 cards from your hand with Whitebeard Pirates in their type. And if your leader is Whitebeard Pirates, return one of your opponent's characters of a cost of 4 or less to its owner's hand. If Blue Whitebeard then becomes good, could be a fun card in that. And then we've got ourselves a lovely ulti to finish off here. But again, we're talking about an ulti from the Starter Deck 4, which just had generic anime still as the artwork, which I was never a fan of. And now we got a cool new version with new artwork, which is awesome. This is the counter plus 2k, and on play, Dom -1, play a page 1 with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. Seen it pop up in a bunch of decks. Big fan. I love this card collection. The fact that they've taken 4 annoying to get promos and put them in here with alternate art is brilliant. But the rest of them, they've actually gone, a lot of these cards are seeing a bunch of play, and that makes me happy. But I've told you about all this now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think of the playmat, the sleeves, the promo cards. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.